Hello, welcome to this demonstration of Xplore. I will show you some features of Xplore using a demo dataset available in the folder demo data. Let's start loading the data with the command load in the folder demo data neo-earth temperature.mat. This command loaded several variables. We can see here in the workspace the content of the headers for each dimensions of this dataset, latitude, longitude, and months. There is a README that we'll open now. And there's also two variables here that we will use to construct the three-dimensional matrix to open with Xplore. And there is also this variable which just contains the unit of the dimensions latitude and longitude. Let's take a look at the README. We can see here a short description of the dataset and the source, but more important, there is a command to use this dataset. We can copy-paste this one that creates the variable data, which will contain the multidimensional matrix that we will open with Xplore, using the second command, explore and data. The first time you open a dataset, you will have to fill the information of the headers for each dimension. Here in the README, you have the information you have to fill. The labels are latitude, longitude, and months. Then we have to fill the scale values. Let's take a look at the content of the headers of each dimension, which are stored on the variable latitude, longitude, and months. If we open the variable latitude, we can see it contains linear values with a starting at minus 179.75, an increase of 0.5 at each step. If I put the name of the variable latitude, Xplore will automatically detect these characteristics, its linear values with its starting point and this step. We could do the same for longitude, which has a starting at 89.75 and decrease of 0.5 at each step. We could put the name of the variable longitude, but I want to show we can do it manually as well by typing directly the step and between square brackets the starting value. For month, it's a bit different because the content of month is not linear values, but the name of the months, March 2000, April 2000, etc. We could fill all these months typing manually like that, so March 2000, April 2000, but there are 239 values, so we'll not do that. But we just have to write the name of the variable months, and it will fill the field with the content of it. Now we are all set. Let's click OK and start with erasing our data. This is the default view of Xplore for this dataset. We can see here our three dimensions, latitude, longitude, and months. And on the display, we can see longitude is on ordinates and latitude is on abscissa. For months, Xplore creates a filter that we have here on the left. So what we see now are the data in longitude and latitude for this month, March 2000, that is selected in the filter. And if I change the month selected in the filter, we can see data change. So if I change like this, we can see the temperature on the map changing with seasons. We can select a point on the map using the left click, displays a cross. You can see on the bottom right the value of the temperature at this point. If I change the position of the cross, it changes the value. And if I change the value of the filter month, it changes the value as well. We'll now try to display the evolution of temperature over time for this point we selected. So the point is selected in the dimensions longitude and latitude, and we want to see the evolution of the value inside the dimension time, inside the dimension month. So we just click on month and view this dimension in a new window. We can now see a new graph with evolution of temperature over time for the point we selected. To change the scale of a display, there are three buttons on the top right. There are the minus and the plus button, which increase and decrease the scale. To reset the scale, you can double click on the first button. And there is another way to set the scale, is to click on the first button, to hold the click, and you can see on the bottom left of the window, there is a min and max value of the scale. If I move vertically, it will change the max value, and if I move horizontally, it will change the min value. Changing the position of the cross will change the point we are observing. Now we not only show the evolution of temperature for one point on the map, but in areas of the map. To do that, we will need to create selections on the map. To create selection, you go on this menu, Selection, where you can select on which dimension you do selections. In our case, we want to do selection in latitude and longitude, so we can directly click on this shortcut, Control Selection in dimension, latitude, longitude. Before creating my first selection, I will activate this option as well, Prompt Name for new selection, to be able to name selections. Now if I right-click and hold the click on the map, I will start to do a selection. By default, it's a circle selection, but we will see how to change that in a minute. With the option we activated earlier, Explore prompts a window for us to name a new selection, or new selection. I will name this first selection US. Now on the second display, it doesn't take into account the cross anymore, but it shows a graph of the evolution of the mean value of temperature for this area. We can do some over selection, and the second window will create a graph for each one of our selections. For a better display, I will change the color map of the map. Now we have a better visualization of the colors of the selection. And on the second display, if I right-click on the dimension of our selection, which is named latitude, longitude, region of interest, I activate this option, color, according to this dimension. And now the graph colors correspond to the colors of the selection. Now we'll do another type of selection to select Australia, but first we will zoom on Australia. To zoom on your data, there are three ways. You can scroll with your mouse. You can use the bars on the top or right. You can change the zoom by selecting a side of a bar. And the last way is to do a left click. It will draw a rectangle if you hold the click, and Explorer will zoom inside this rectangle. For now, we did circle selections, but you can change the type of selection in the menu Selection, Shape, and for our case, we will select Poly for polygon. And with the right click, I hold the click to start my polygon selection, so I draw my selection around Australia, and I double click to finish it. We give it the name Australia. Now my selection is created and it appears on the second window. We can change a bit this display. In Explore, all dimensions can be drag and drop. For example, I can take this dimension with our regions of interest, which is on ordinate. I can put it on abscissa. This is a core feature and originality of Explore. Data of virtually unlimited number of dimensions can be seen in a single display by stacking them like that. On the display, there is another place where you can put the dimension. It's on the top, and we get a thumbnail view for this dimension. Back to the first display, I reset the zoom by double-clicking anywhere on the map. Once you did selection, you can save these selections in the menu Selection Save As. Let's call it Selections 01. It saves the selection in a file that we can load later. And now we can clear our selection. And reset the color map as well. We can see better the differences in temperature on the map. We did selection on the area on the map in latitude and longitude, and now we will do selections in month. So to do that, we go in Selection, Control Selection in dimension month, Prompt Name for new selection. Now I can do a selection on the graph, for example here in summer. We can see now in our filter it created a group, and now the first display shows a mean value of temperature for all these months that we have selected. We can do over selections. Let's take a winter, another group, and another display. We created this group graphically. We can create them inside the filter by selecting the group. Here it displays the month I selected, and with right click, new group selection. It did the exact same thing as if we selected graphically this group. We get back to the default view Explorer displayed at the beginning. To show an overview we can create with Explorer with this dataset. I explained that this dataset has 3 dimensions, and Explore can display any number of dimensions in one single display. In this default view, Explore displays all data for longitude and latitude, but displays the information only for one specific month, because it automatically created a filter for the dimension month. Let's try to remove this filter and get the dimension month in our display. Explore displays a message: data is too large and cannot be displayed, bin it or use filters to slice it. The amount of data is too big for Explore, and to reduce the amount of information, there are 2 ways: binning or filter. We already had a filter, which was reducing the data display to 1 single month. Now let's try binning. So I will set the filter in month again. To use binning, we have to right-click on the dimension on the display. I will set a binning of 20 for latitude and longitude, and you can see binning reduces a lot the resolution of our data. And now Explore display big squares of 20 by 20 with the mean value of the values we had inside the map before binning. Now we reduce the amount of data display. We can put back the dimension month in the display. I'll put it in abscissa. Inside the big squares we had before, Explore now displays the dimension month. It will be more clear if we display it as time course. For each big squares we had before, now there is a time course with the evolution of the temperature mean value for the area of the square. We can see the big variations of temperature here and the absence of strong variation around equator. We can improve a bit this display by zooming inside the dimension month. I will click on month to activate the zoom on it. Now using scroll or with rectangle on the top, I can zoom inside the time course, inside the dimension month. Now, using scroll or with rectangle on the top, I can zoom inside the time courses, inside the dimension month. To have a more precise view, I can even set it like that. We can see here, at the start of the graph, it is the middle of winter on the north, the temperature starts to increase, and on the south, it's the opposite. It's summer and the temperature starts to decrease. And still, around the equator, the curve is flat.